And what you're watching here is Chip Foose's 71 Mach 1 being driven into SEMA for the SEMA reveal by the Las Vegas motorcycle cops. There you go, Chip. Huntington Beach is Chip Foose. The Surf City Live.
Rear tail section and all of the interior. So this is actually a 2011 Mustang GT with the 71 body and the 74 quarters and all the other fabrication work. But you know, we did the whole car in 14 months, and it's a pleasure to get here. We finally got it all together at about 11:30 last night is when we rolled it out of the shop, started up, drove it onto the truck, and that's its first drive, was from the lot to right here.
Awesome. I see it happens to him too. It's not just everybody that is doing an 11th hour build. It's still wet, as we like to say.
Well, Steve DeMann did the paint work on it, and yeah, there are some places that could be wet because we just painted some of the pieces last night as we were assembling.
That is too cool. Now, always when you look at this generation Mustang, the proportion is challenging. And by putting that 69 quarter on it and by pushing that wheel forward, you changed the proportion of the car. You made it look smaller.
Well, we also added the rockers on the bottom, which made the body a little bit thicker. And then we 3D printed the mirrors. We got all the design that we wanted. We used the 2011 door handles. But by making the body thicker, it actually makes the car look a little shorter.
It really does. And I love the fact that you didn't get rid of the things that make this body style cool.
Well, you still want to remember where you came from. And my goal is always to try and build something that looks like it could have come from the factory this way. And the goal is to make it look like a new modern Mustang with still the hard part bumpers on it.
Yeah, and it's a very aggressive looking car. One of the things that I always thought was neat about these is they have a style that came from the same time period as the SR-71 Blackbird supersonic plane. So everything's kind of forward pitched, and you kept that really light but cool looking front bumper and the scoops in the hood. I'm looking forward to spending some time with this car.
I always loved this hood design on the Ford had done, and I have often thought of taking this and using it on other Ford models, but you know, that was my favorite part of the whole body was the hood itself. It's a beautiful hood.
It still looks right at home. So Chip, you're bringing this into the show. Where is this car going to be this week?
This is going into BASF's booth. We use a Glazerite paint on it, and I've been working with Glazerite for, you know, I started as a kid working with RM Lacquer in my dad's shop. And when I started my shop, you know, I had the opportunity to be able to use pretty much anybody's paint I wanted. But my dad always taught me to be the best, use the best. And I'm very lucky to use BASF paint.
Very nice.
It's on the car, and we're happy to have it in the booth as an example of what you can do with their paint.
Well, the other neat thing about being here at SEMA, this is where the manufacturers that made a lot of the parts that are on this car are here in person. So who else here on display can send people over to this car to look at stuff? Who else did you use?
Well, we use a lot of 3M abrasives, tapes, and all of their products when we're building the car. We've got MHT Foose wheels. We've got the Pirelli tires. We've got cat skin leather. It's all completely sewn up. But, you know, I couldn't do this without all the help that I get from the sponsors. And I'd like to say thank you to all of them for allowing us to use their products and working with us.
Absolutely.
Be able to build Dr. Honda's Mustang. And it was interesting, you know, the Mach 1 has that logo that's all over the car originally. And when Dr. Honda said, I want to call the car Mach Foose. And I thought, wow, you know, Mach Foose, kind of odd. But the idea I had was just turn the Ford logo, or the Foose logo, vertical. And we use the Foose as the one, so Mach Foose.
Very nice. And that's what most people don't do is Mach Foose, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Chip Foose and his team and this beautiful 71 Mustang.
Thank you, everybody. And how about a round of applause for SEMA? One more year. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Chip. Always great to see you, buddy.
Enjoy your week.
How about that?
We get music as we leave the ramp here?
Yeah.
That's it.
You get your own walk-off music, brother. Or drive-off music.
Go do it, bro. How about that, huh? Chip Foose, Huntington Beach, the Surf City Live on Nanovision.